All right, you guys, first story up. We thought there were two consecutive mass shootings in Christchurch, New Zealand. Turns out it was just one person, 28-year-old Australian Brenton Harrison Tarana. He walked into the Al Noor Mosque at 1:40 p.m. and shot and killed many people that were there praying. Once he left there, he went on to the Linwood Islamic Center at 1:55 p.m., continued his mass shooting, killing even more there. Total, there has been 150 people killed, over 50 injured. That number can change depending on if people survive their injuries. Like I said, we thought at first that there were two consecutive shootings, but yes, it was the same person. He was able to get away from both shootings. However, he was apprehended about 20 minutes after the very first shooting in Sydenham. Okay, and excuse me if I'm not pronouncing these names correctly. They say that he was on his way to a third location, and I mean, we've reported on so many of these stories in the past that it is just, I mean, it's what do you say? People in church, they are practicing their religion, not being harmful to anybody or anything, and you get attacked. It used to be the days where people at least had respect for a place of worship. Those days are no longer. They say that Brenton Harrison is a white nationalist. He is obsessed with the whole Islamic extremist terrorist attacks of the past. They say a few years ago he started to plan out his own attack, and before he went on this attack that was live streamed, by the way, on Facebook. Started when he was driving to the first location, ended when he was leaving the first location. There's gonna have to be some sort of, I don't know how Facebook is, this whole live thing is going to continue when we see things like this happening live. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He sent out a manifesto, and you guys can imagine what it was, filled with hate speech, and it was talking about people that have been labeled nationalist or the such that he admires, and just more of the same. There is a generation of these young white men that are out there that hate the Islamic religion and have made it their mission to go out and terrorize and kill for their own delusional good. I mean, I don't know who else they believe that they are helping in situations like this. Now, he is in custody. He's been charged with murder, obviously. I don't know if they have the death penalty over in New Zealand or not, but I do know that New Zealand immediately put into effect a gun law that bans military-style rifles. All of the guns that was used in this shooting, they have decided to ban. Cannot have them in the country, effective immediately. So I guess the people that live there that do have those, maybe as collecting or whatever, they will have to turn them over. Everybody, of course, says, why can't the United States, adopt these very same laws, not asking to get rid of all of the guns, but assault weapons such as this don't do anything but mass kill. You guys know the answer to that. In our society here, people value their guns, and I don't know if I would be willing to get rid of my guns. However, assault rifles like this, just like, why can't there be some sort of ban just on those type of weapons? But you guys know the NRA has a strong hold on our government, on our political system, and they are not going to let that happen. The politicians are not willing to even approach that subject, because many of them are in bed with NRA, and many of them are members of the NRA, and so they believe. So it's very, very difficult for those type of practices in these different countries to be brought over into the United States. And it's unfortunate, because in the meantime we have people just getting killed left and right Okay, these assault rifles allow people, a whole bunch of people, to get cleared out in seconds. You know, we know that from when they had the shooting at out in Vegas. So, I mean, and many others. I mean, that wasn't the first example, of course. It's a problem. And the conversation always comes up when something like this happens, and especially in a country where there is a pretty low rate of shootings, killings. New Zealand has always been looked at as a pretty safe country, and now we have something like this. So it lets you know that the whole white nationalists, that has definitely carried throughout. Definitely has. You know what, something is telling me I might need to separate this video from the rest of this top of the blogs video. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to separate this out. Something tells me this is going to get flagged. But anyway, lets you know that that hate rhetoric is being spread throughout, not just our nation, but throughout the world. And it is a problem. So while we add this to the list of all the other mass shootings that have happened, you know, of course, our prayers go out to those who have been affected, people's family who's been directly affected, those who just live in New Zealand. You know, when things like this happens, it kind of throws everybody off. All right, I know from just the different things that have happened here in the United States, even if it's not even in my vicinity, your trust and your faith is kind of shaken when things like this happen. So my heart goes out to those people out there. If I have any New Zealand rock stars, I feel like I might have one or two. I actually feel like I've had a few comment in my comment section in the past. You know, prayers out for all of you guys. And we will definitely hear more about Brenton Harrison Tarana. If there's more news about this story, I will definitely update you guys about it. But yeah, another shooting, you guys. What are we going to do about this? Probably nothing.